Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy, Pastor J, aka Weaponry Fitness, aka Art of Weapon. We are live on three platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and X. So if you are watching on any one of those platforms, make sure you give me a like, love, heart, whatever they require on those platforms. Give me a share. Make sure you comment, man. Let's get some engagement on this channel because we got like zero comments. So um, I obviously my YouTube channel does not get as many impressions. It does not get enough impressions for as amount of views that I've been getting. So help me with the engagement because YouTube will not push any of my content unless it gets engagement, like likes, comments, shares, stuff like that. So um but anyway, what I'm going to go touch up on in this segment of the day, because I did a little bit of running today. I can't really do much because I hurt myself yesterday jumping off picnic table and inadvertently landing on my shoulder while trying to do a front roll. So nobody tells you this when you get older because nobody can tell me this unless I was actually taught this by somebody who has done it at my age. But you don't lose physicality before you lose perception. So, and if you know what perception is, that just means like, say you're doing a backflip, you kind of lose the height and the speed at which you're doing a backflip. So, my perception has definitely declined a little bit. So sometimes I may hit the ground faster than it may seem. So, my roll was a little bit late, and that resulted in me in landing on my shoulder pretty bad. So I banged up my shoulder, my right shoulder. I don't feel like it's any kind of there's no sprain or any kind of fracture or anything. It just I've just bruised it up a little bit, so I'm probably going to be out about a week or so as far as like intensive training with the martial arts weapons. So I'll be able to do like running and stuff, but I won't be able to do push-ups. Something I like to do a lot: push-ups, pull-ups, anything that involves the shoulder. Um, it could be I could have banked up my rotator cuff. I don't know. Currently not employed, so I don't have medical insurance to go to the doctor and get it checked up. So I'm just gonna rely on my the pain that my body is telling me. So, but anyway, let's get to it. I got a couple of videos to react to. So ninjutsu. Uh, let's go into why, because I've touched on this on a couple of podcasts I've done. But a lot of people make fun of people who do ninja stuff. Not everybody, just people that have watched stereotypes through the movies that ninjas are in, kind of like Ninja Turtles. If you're an older person, you understand Beverly Hills Ninja with I forgot his name, the big guy, Chris Farley. I think that's his name. But he did a comedy involving ninjutsu. So people think it's like kind of a joke now when they see these types of movies. Like the foot soldiers were kind of weak ass ninjas, man, in that movie. At least the ones that they made in the 90s. So um, people who do ninjutsu are kind of looked at as kind of a joke just because of how they displayed it in the movie. So I'm here to tell you that's not a joke. But I mean, at the time, so one of the things that ninjutsu helps you keenly develop your skill in is awareness and independent thought. So when I first watched Ninja Turtles as a little kid, I didn't see the comedy as much as I saw the skill set that they were presenting in that. So kind of like the the art of invisibility. I noticed that the Ninja Turtles were underground in the sewers where most people never traffic through. So that was their way of being invisible. So I noticed I really took great attention to that. Um, the Master Splinter told him, "Hey, you can't be seen because they don't understand the truth about your origin. So they're just gonna either kill you, lock you up, or do experiments on you. So you had to be quiet because you have maybe a split second to explain your story, and nobody really has the time for that. They just want to do experiments on you, kill you, or see you as a threat. So um, being keenly aware of the people around you, understanding how they think." which is humanity, um, understanding how they think and what they'll do as a whole. You got to generalize. You got to understand that most people aren't April O'Neil, so you can't operate um, based on the exception to the rule, which is where I'm going to go with next. So most people who cannot operate in generalities, hypotheticals, and analogies typically use faith, emotionalism, and exceptions to qualify their arguments, because people want to be the exception to the rule. So they can't really, like, a lot of analogies people will use is like how to like comparing you to a car. Like obviously you're not a car, but like there's a very common um default setting to where the older you are, the more likely you are to be a little more fragile because you're not as tuned up as you were when you're younger. So a lot of people will get offended by that because a car is just a material. It's just a thing, and a person is a human living thing, but you can compare the two because it just works out that way. So a car with high mileage is more likely to break down because it's just been around longer. So it's the same thing with a human being. Now, it's also the same thing as if you take care of your body, the more quality you are going to be in later in life. It's the same with the car. So take two different cars, two Hondas, two Civics, same year. One person doesn't keep up with the oil maintenance, doesn't keep up with the transition levels, doesn't wash the car, leaves it out all the time, exposed to weather. That car is not going to last more than 120,000 miles, if that. Whereas a person who takes care of the car, takes care of the oil, make sure it's going to the shop when it needs to, not doing a heavy amount of acceleration and braking, it's going to last longer. The engine mounts are going to hold up longer. Uh, not driving fast, turning around corners too fast, wearing out the tires, screwing up the axles. I mean, I used to be an aircraft mechanic, but like this stuff should be you should already have this kind of knowledge. Just thinking about the analogous between your body, and a car is basically the same. So you can make the two. And people who can't think of analogies typically don't take care of their bodies or their mind because they don't see the comparison between them and other things that have a lifespan, like plants. Like if you don't water your plant, if it doesn't get sunlight, it's the same thing with us. We need sunlight, vitamin D. We need water. We need to be hydrated. So um, and as far as generalities, like people who try to operate using the acceptance to the rule usually make poor decisions based on risk management. So we're always going to use the same analogy as you don't walk down a dark alley at night. Obviously, something could happen. It's more likely to happen. You're more likely to get mugged in a dark alley than you are walking in a public street. So you got to view generalities as a way of making better and more accurate calculated decisions. So ninjutsu has taught me that if you move in the shadows, nobody can really see you. No one's going to pay attention unless it's very obvious that you're doing something very suspicious. So uh, well, yeah. So and hypotheticals, man, you gotta think outside the box, man. Don't like hypotheticals are designed to um is designed to help you with foresight. So you got to think about um, the things that's in front of you that you aren't necessarily within arm's length with. So, man, I had a video that I want to do. I might do that on the next stream, but I can't really share it because I didn't really upload it. So I had a good video to respond to that I created, but I will do that on another stream. But it was a video of me running, explaining how to run through the woods without hurting yourself. And basically, you got to have the foresight and the physicality to do that because you need to know what's in front of you before you even get to it. So, this is what I mean by foresight. And it's also situational awareness, understanding your surroundings. There's trees all over the place. There's branches. There's tree roots. There's yeah. There's tree trunks on the ground. There's trees that may fall over because trees do fall over after a long period of time. So you got to understand if that tree is going to fall over. Understanding the branches on the trees, they have webbing from spiders or other insects that use webbing. Understand that when you run underneath it, there's a good chance that you're going to run into a web. So if you feel something crawling under you and it distracts you, that could ultimately end your life because you let yourself get distracted. Now, if I mean, those are things you can't really avoid. You really can't see those, but you feel something crawling on you. Know your environment. If you're in Africa or like freaking Asia or something, I mean, it could be a deadly insect. But if you're like in the Midwest somewhere, it's probably just a spider or a worm. So you just got to know your surroundings. You got to know your habitat. And ninjutsu um, gives you the ability to improve your foresight. So you know things are coming before it even comes based on your knowledge, prior knowledge. So once you study your terrain, your ground, your weather, you'll understand and make better decisions, and you'll make quicker decisions. So, yeah, that's basically operating in generalities, hypotheticals, and analogies, man. Because if you feel feelings normally don't come until after. You don't like say you're going to war with somebody and your best friend is next to you. He gets like you guys are in the trenches together. He sticks his head up and gets shot in the head. You don't have time to feel bad, feel sorry. You got to look out for the rest of your troops that are still alive. You don't have time to grieve or mourn his death until after you guys get out of the trenches and in a safe environment. So, if you lead with your emotion, you're eventually going to suffer the consequences of, uh, leading with your feelings first rather than empirical data, which is if you don't get your ass out of that trench into a safe area, you're going to die next. So, and you might be responsible for the rest of your platoon. So, um, facts over feelings, man. People don't understand this. You need to learn this quick. Uh, but let's see here. What else? What else? Oh, I just talking about gathering information. So, like the purpose of ninjas, like back in the day, like in the I think it was in the early 12th. No, it was in the mid to late 12th century. So around 1150, 1180, ninjutsu was used in feudal Japan, basically to gather intelligence. So, what is intelligence? It's just information. They weren't really, I guess, depending on the ninja, they weren't really there to decipher the intelligence. They were just there to recover intelligence and bring it back to whoever hired them. So, um, they had to infiltrate their enemy to get there. So they had to learn this the habits and the patterns of their whatever whatever you know facility or house or whatever they were trying to infiltrate. They had to learn the habits of the guards, the habits of the person who was living there, where they were getting it. So you have you have to be in the shadows. You can't be unnoticed. You can't let people know that you're around. And you had to kind of dress. Well, it depends on when you're going to infiltrate. You can't be seen, so you got to be in the shadows. It's kind of hard to explain because obviously we don't do it now. Like you have actually nowadays you have to blend in. So ninjutsu is different now. You don't dress like a real ninja now. You just dress like a normal person. So when I post ninja videos, it's usually me dressed on casual clothing. It's because that's the way to blend in. If I dress up like a damn ninja, man, it's not common. So it's just too obvious. So um and I just learned this from watching Scott Atkins. Like, man, this guy just he doesn't dress like a ninja. He looks just like a regular white dude. And that's how you get him, man. Just blend in. Like um sometimes you got to be weaker. You got sometimes you have to display a weak mind because most people have weak minds. A lot of people operate on victim mentalities. Sometimes if you do that, you can actually you can trick your enemy by doing that. So if you read Mind Control, it's a psychological book. It's a book based on psychological warfare. So Mind Control is one of my favorite books. It's one you can always read anytime you get ready to, man. Matter of fact, I gotta find that book and read it again. So hold on, let's so I don't keep chopping off at the mouth. I got a video to react to that I saw that was kind of interesting. So I got it queued up too. So basically, I haven't watched this yet. It's just a little 2.5 minute video on the news that I saw. It says the guy got stabbed with a samurai sword during home invasion. So it sounds like something I would do. And then, oh yeah, I gotta go into. Let's see. So here we go.
The big story on Action News tonight is that.
Let me start this over because let me make sure that I should have. See, a lot of streamers usually have somebody to tell them that their audio is good, so I usually have to check on my own. Let me check, make sure my audio is good. Okay, it's good. It's a little bit. It's about a half second behind, maybe 2 seconds behind, so that's good. All right, so let's check this out.
The big story on Action News tonight is the face-to-face encounter between residents and an intruder in their home.
That suspect was stabbed with a sword on the unit block of East Blackberry Alley in Norristown this morning. Police say they followed a blood trail that led them to the suspect.
Action News reporter Leland Pender joins us now live from Norristown. And what an interesting story here, Leland.
Scary moments all the way around, Gray and Shari. I talked to the lead detectives on this case today. They say thankfully all of the victims here are okay after that man brought a samurai sword to a gunfight and won.
Yes! Yes! We got one! Yes! Oh my God. And I know that's the exception to the rule, but I got to get excited because I always tell people, man, I will destroy you with your little 45 caliber, man, with my samurai sword. And they be laughing, man. But here's a story where it's actually true.
It was pretty chaotic scene this morning.
An alarming scene on Cherry Street in Norristown Tuesday morning. Neighbors watched as police took a man into custody who was bleeding profusely after being stabbed with a samurai sword.
When I came out here, he was just laying on the ground. The cops were dragging him.
Police say 35-year-old Marcus Armstrong was actually the perpetrator of a botched robbery and home invasion a few blocks away. Around 8:45, police allege he robbed a man at gunpoint outside a home on Blackberry Alley while a female escaped inside. That's when police say Armstrong barged through the door, encountering the woman's roommate, who was armed with a samurai sword.
The roommate defended himself. He had that samurai sword and took a swipe at the suspect.
Police shared this photo of the weapon, not something they see every day.
This time someone fought back, and the fact that they used a samurai sword. I can't tell you the last time we've even seen one.
After being slapped,
that sword had a little bit of an arc. Yet I couldn't see the ridges on it, but it looked like it is a slightly light sword, but it has more of an arc to it. So, usually those swords are lighter, and it looked like it was just one of the smaller ones. It's definitely a samurai sword, so it's definitely it should have some length to it. Let me go back to it. Oh yeah, it's definitely got some length to it. So the ones that are curved a little more has more length to it usually. So
this time
man, that's a two-handed sword too.
Someone fought back, and the fact that they used a samurai sword. I can't tell you the last time we've even seen one.
After being slashed, police say the suspect fled to a home on Cherry Street, leaving a trail of blood that ultimately helped police piece together their investigation, but initially alarmed neighbors.
I was just worried, trying to get him some help. And it was upsetting.
The investigation revealed this was a random crime of opportunity when the suspect saw the victims exchanging money outside. Police said both reported being suspicious of the man moments before the attack.
Just a good fable to be aware of your surroundings, and if you feel something's off, it probably is.
And police say tonight Armstrong is facing robbery and burglary charges, though he's currently still hospitalized. They also say it turns out that his gun was fake. Live here in Norristown, Leland.
Oh god, that sucks. Yo, this is a W for people that own swords because technically the laws say that you can't really carry your sword out in public because it is basically larger than your palm of the hand. So like if you were to carry a knife that's larger than your hand, that would actually be more illegal. But because there aren't that many crimes involving swords, they haven't really they don't really look at you as a suspect for bodily harm or like violence or anything. So I openly carry my swords out. Cops never say anything. But if it was a big dagger or a big knife, then they would say something because there's more stabbings with knives than there are swords. And that's I say this is a W because he was using a sword to defend himself and instead of committing a crime. So this is a very big W because if I were to like if somebody were to go out and try to rob a liquor store with a sword, they might outlaw swords. Like they might take it a little more serious. So W, 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 W. So let's see here. Oh, I was gonna go into something I forgot. Oh, ninjutsu. Oh, Ninjutsu also improves the quality of your mentality when it comes to patience. So, um, we're gonna see a lot of the reason why I push Ninjutsu is because it helped me with my patience, man. You got to sit there for hours and hours looking and understanding the patterns and behaviors of your contemporaries. So if you can't really like, there's a lot of people that scroll on social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is one of them. Like you're just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Like you're just destroying your attention span right there. So um, I don't like to be online all the time, man. A lot of times when I'm online, I'm doing research on stuff. So I'm actually I don't even have a job right now. I'm still watching 2-3 hour podcasts, man. I find time to get on the bike or run. That's the reason I've been running every day, so I can actually put a podcast in my ears, man, because I still need to get my knowledge in because I do listen to investment, economy, politics, stuff that is going to help me in the near future. So yeah, I don't like I even have a watch later list that is like this long or this long. So it's a very long list because I know that I may not have time to watch it now, but I will watch it later. That's why it's called the watch later list. So this is another way to improve your attention span. Like just because you don't like I understand people don't have time to watch a certain content for a longer period of time because they're just busy doing stuff. So but like why scroll? So just like I usually when I scroll, I just put like watch later, watch later, watch later, watch later. I don't really when I'm scrolling on social media, it's because I'm looking for something more specific. So I'm actually searching for things. I'm not really doom scrolling. Um, actually, because I do a lot of content where I have epic music, that's when I'll do the most scrolling is when I'm looking for music. So shout out to you'll notice this. Most people won't notice this because they're not really looking for content, music for their channels. But you'll notice that there are a lot of content creators now producing music and AI and stuff is because content creators like me need that stuff. So they're just blowing up. Like you got like content creators that have like between 50 and 200 subs getting thousands and thousands of views because their click-through rate is crazy. Whereas mine, I've been working on my channel for the last 3 to 10 years. I mean, I'm been more aggressive the last 4 years, but I've had it for more than 10 years. But I hardly get any views. I get maybe um, 20 views on one video, man. It's very bad. But and that okay, so that's another positive that ninjutsu has helped me with is just awareness, understanding human nature. So you got to understand that human natures are adapting to technology. So this is the way they adapt. There's so much going on in the world right now. There's so much entertainment. There's so many streaming platforms. All these companies are competing with each other. So it's just compiling and screwing up people's attention spans. So a lot of people are spending hundreds of dollars on streaming services. So they have to, and you can only watch like one thing at a time. So you got to pick one. I bet a lot of people don't even finish the movie they're watching like when they're at home. The only time they really finish a movie is when they go to the theaters. And who's actually going to theaters nowadays? I haven't been to the theater since I lived in Virginia. And that was over 6 years ago. And even then, I really wasn't going to theaters because I couldn't even afford it. So I was so broke back then. But anyway, I guess that'll lead me into finances. So awareness. So you can use social awareness to kind of go into the realm of any subject like physical fitness, financial awareness, and mental fitness. So um and I use mental fitness in a way that like not everybody has a mental problem, but what is your mental what is your how can I say this? What's your mental attitude? What's your attitude towards life? So anybody can be optimistic, but what do you do with that optimism? Do you just like say you just like, oh, I'm grateful for my life. I don't have to do anything, just sit here and just watch TV, sleep all day. Like that's more and more of a that's I guess that sounds more pessimistic, but like people are happy doing that. So my optimism is just doing the work and never being content. Like, I mean, I'm not saying being discontent with what you have. I'm just saying make yourself better every day you can. So that's what I mean by mental fitness. Like, are you going to be valuable towards society, or are you just going to, you know, bake a cake and eat it yourself? So oh yeah, I was going to go into the finances of it. So most people are not financially literate. So when like this stuff just really didn't click to me until I started making some actual money. Because one day I woke up one day with money in my bank, and when I mean money, it wasn't overnight. It just took me a while to build up a net worth over 50K. So when I was like, what can I do with this money? It's just sitting here in this bank, get destroyed by inflation because the prices are going up, but the dollar amount in my bank is just, it only goes up when I'm making money. So how can I make that money make money on itself? So do I want to start a business, or do I want to learn how to invest and let that money grow by compound interest? So I chose investing because I don't know if I really, let's just say this. I do want to own my own thing, as far as like, because I'm not going to say it on here, man. But like I do have something I'm working on, but it's not going to be profitable, not in the way that it's going to earn me a living. So I need to earn a living by working for the man and investing the money that I get from the man. Count, make money from that interest, and then dump that money into my little business I'm trying to do. So the business is something I want to do because I just want to do it. I don't care about the profiting. I'll get the profit from my investment. So um, this is where I learned about money. And when you do your research on money, you have to learn about the economy, and the economy sometimes crosses over into politics. And that's how I got into politics. I am not a master in politics, but I just understand now which side I'm leaning on. I understand how this group of people acts and how group of people acts, and I understand their beliefs is not going to be aligned with my beliefs. So um, ninjutsu being and let me preface this because I do more than just ninjutsu. I've been working on wushu. I've been doing capoeira since I was as long as I can remember, man. But ninjutsu is a whole new thing that just helped me improve my mentality um, when it comes to money and fitness and stuff. So obviously I had to learn about the economy. I had to learn how to manage the money that I was making, not overspend, learning how to be a minimalist and at the same time buy things that's going to um, help me improve the quality of my life. So the quality of life could be determined by many different things because the American dream is not what it used to be. So the American dream probably most people would say like having a family, a wife that's submissive, that is pretty much on your program. You have like 2 or 3 kids, but that dream is kind of died down because of feminism. So just understanding and being aware of uh, the modern technologies and how modern society is adapting to certain things. So like the American dream, I'm hearing from a lot of people is saying just stay single, which is terrible, man. I don't advocate for that because how can you propagate a society when everybody's single and not having kids, or if they are having kids, breaking the family apart? Like that's the disaster, man. You're just asking for these other countries to come and invade us because we have no kind of family unit. So, uh, but anyway, uh, ninjutsu, you got to be in shape, so you can't really. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm injured right now. I'm still running. You got to stay in shape because you obviously want to eat food, so you got to maintain your calories. You really don't have to eat every day, but that's kind of that is we don't like food is abundance now, and if you understand how abundant food is, that means you can actually go a long period of time and not have to have food in the fridge. Like you just go to the store and get some damn food to eat, so you don't have to struggle um, with getting food like they did back in the hunter gatherer days. So uh, let's see here. Uh, origins, integration, evolution. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff that they did with ninjutsu back in the day, it was predicated toward the way they survived back then. Like they didn't have the modern technologies we do now, so that's why it's kind of outdated. But at the same time, it's not the practices of the practical training you do to learn ninjutsu is still very beneficial with with the everyday struggles you have in life as today, man. Like I never stopped doing ninja stuff. Uh, when I was broke, when I was fat, I did get fat for a little bit. It still helped me out. It wasn't good for the back, so I had to lose the weight. So um, let's see. We are coming up on half an hour. So so this is going to be a hot take. I believe that ninjutsu benefits women just as much as it benefits men. And I'll explain here. Actually, I got a video. I'm gonna react to this video. I think if a woman goes into martial arts, the best martial art they could do is ninjutsu, and I'm gonna explain why. I haven't watched this video yet, so I don't know. I don't even know if it's gonna really touch up on the point that I'm trying to make, but we're gonna see what this thing has to say.
Do you believe the female ninjas actually existed among the ninjas? Surprisingly, evidence supporting that has been found in Japan, which made the news in March in 2023. The discovery was the Bansen Shukai, a ninja technique ancient manual book written in 1676, consisting of 22 volumes. Among them, copies of volumes 8 and 10 were found. What was mentioned in this book is the existence of female ninjas. Female ninjas were also known as kunoichi.
Kunoichi.
This book directly describes female ninja technique as kunoichi jutsu. Jutsu means skills or technique.
Yo, I love. There's a reason why I like the. I don't know if people are just like watching my posts and stuff or Facebook or whatever, but I post a lot of female ninjas or kunoichi. There's a reason why I do that. I find the female ninja fascinating because of their beauty and the techniques they can use through ninjutsu. That's not the same as men. I think female ninjas are more. Uh, they could be more harmful or more useful in battle than male ninja, or yeah, just male. So in general, and I'm gonna explain why.
This video is the introduction to such female ninjas, in other words, kunoichi. So let's dive into it and chillax. Japan during the Sengoku period, battles erupting across the land, an era where information gathering is crucial. Hey, Kunoichi, we need your power to defend our land and attack the enemies. Yes, Lord Shingen, under the guidance of Mochizuki Chiyome, the Kunoichi of the Koga Ninja Clan, we will do our best. Mochizuki Chiyome, hailing from the Koga Ninja Clan, was the wife of Takeda Shingen's nephew. In this Sengoku period, many women become widows, losing their husbands. I am one of them. However, I caught the attention of Takeda Shingen.
Man, you guys think it's bad now, man. The men used to die back and forth. Like, you should just get killed all the time, man. Like back when the birth rate was actually high, men used to get killed off all the time. Women, and then the women were just, they were left to their enemies. They either got raped or they got they wifed them up, basically. So the women had to survive somehow. So they either wifed them up or just died.
And he recognized my talents as a kunoichi. Mochizuki Chiyome took charge of training and managing the kunoichi. Many girls and women suffer in battle without any family to rely on. I will raise you as ninjas and teach you the ninja art of stealth. Oh, thank you very much. We will do our best with all our might. It is said that around 200-300 kunoichi gathered. Furthermore, Chiyome trained the walking shrine maidens as well. I will teach you everything from sorcery and self-defense techniques to prayers and methods of sneaking upon enemies. The kunoichi travel as walking shrine maidens, gathering information and reporting it to Takeda Shingen. Excellent.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to before, gathering intelligence. So the way that a female ninja would gather intelligence wouldn't be the same way as a man. In a lot of cases, like a woman could actually dress up as a geisha, because men couldn't do that. So those who don't know what geisha is, it basically, they can be used as escorts, prostitutes, dancers, stuff like that. Just what we have now. I mean, basically escorts and strippers. So the geishas, they can actually disguise themselves. The ninjas, the kunoichi could disguise themselves as geishas and then gather intelligence that way. So and the best part is they could put a bunch of makeup on and they wouldn't be recognized without the makeup. It's very opportunistic and very beneficial to being a female in those times.
Thanks to the kunoichi, I can grasp the situation throughout the country while remaining within the castle walls. You are dependable. Takeda Shingen, who led the Kai province, accurately understood the nationwide information thanks to the kunoichi's efforts. The kunoichi's information is proving useful thanks to their accurate understanding of the enemy's movements and strength, and our army can fight with an advantage. Under Chiyome's guidance, the kunoichi train as ninjas and embark on their missions. We will infiltrate the enemy's base and uncover crucial information. Let's monitor the enemy general's movements and report back.
So informations that ninjas would gather would be entrances and exits of an establishment or their territory. How many guards they have, how many warriors, how many soldiers they have. I guess how many kids they have. I don't know if they could probably use that to their advantage to take hostages, stuff like that. So ninjas, a lot of times they don't even engage in combat, but if they do, they have combat skills. For the women are usually smaller. They have smaller muscle density, smaller muscle mass, and then they can slip in and out of places very a little more comfortably than men a lot of times. So women are lighter, so they make less noise when they're moving, when they're footsteps. So
Back to Lord Shingen. The kunoichi stealthily infiltrate enemy territory with clever disguises and agile movements. This must be the enemy's headquarters. Let's proceed with caution. We'll evade the guards and gather information. The Kunoichi carry out their missions and return. Well done, Kunoichi. Your reports are invaluable. I'll continue to rely on you. The Kunoichi fulfill their mission of protecting the country, fighting alongside Takeda Shingen on the stage of the Sengoku period. Kunoichi, with the pride of our Koga clan in your hearts, confront the enemy. Yes, Lady Chiyome, we will surely bring victory. The Kunoichi, alongside Takeda Shingen's forces, continue to navigate the Sengoku era. The female ninja leading the Kunoichi became a shining page in the history of the Sengoku period, depicting their courageous feats. Okay, now let's talk about famous female ninja techniques. The ninja art, ninjutsu of the hidden disguise. A woman with a beautiful appearance was sent as a concubine or like someone's lover to a castle ruled by an enemy.
Yeah, you'll see that in a lot of movies where women assassins more likely are using their sexuality to get close to a man. So this is one thing to have. I mean, you can even do that with kids too. Kids are seen as innocent, so are women. So that is these these two types of weapons. You can call them weapons. A child or a woman can get close to a powerful man. These are the only things that can get really close to a powerful man. It's the same thing today. So you can like you could be an 18-year-old woman out of high school. You can be in a millionaire's lap and the next day. If you're an 18-year-old man, you can't do that. You got to provide some wealth. You got to provide value in some way to get into the rooms of millionaires. So nothing has really changed as far as the concept. The only thing that has changed is that we are more civilized, and the economy is basically what controls the infrastructure on how things work. So it's very much the same how things used to work back then, whether it's the culture. I mean, because this is Japan, but it's just, I mean, same thing as America. It's just a little bit different. But um, I always say to people, man, like I'm 39 right now, and I'm just now hitting my stride. As an 18-year-old girl, you should be like you have the world at your fingertips, and I don't think a lot of them understand that. But I mean, I think they do at to some degree, but they don't understand the potential that they can that they don't even have to work. They can get other people to do things for them. They just like you just got to be careful what type of man does that for you. So you have to be keenly aware, and this is why I think ninjutsu is a great martial arts for women. The younger you are, the better, because now you have the awareness and the knowledge on who to let in your room and then who to kick out. So it just gives you a better mentality and a better mindset, and not even to even obviously the physical aspect of it. You got to be in shape and stuff, understand how to take care of your body. It's very obvious, but like a lot of people just don't understand how much that benefits them in life, especially later on, man. Because you're like your body is breaking down the moment you turn like 20-ish 21, your body's breaking down, man. It's just how much you preserve it. So
Enemy road. However, when the need arose to infiltrate another ninja into the castle, they decided to use a method called the ninja art of the hidden disguise. The Kunoichi female ninja inside the castle requested the clothing and household items be sent from her home, using it as a pretext or an excuse, and obtained permission. As a result, a large clothing box made of wood was delivered. This clothing box had a double bottom inside and appeared to contain regular garments, but it was actually rigged with a mechanism for a male ninja to conceal himself. In this way, they were able to pass through the strict inspection of the enemy's gatekeepers and infiltrate the castle. With the ninja art, ninjutsu of the hidden disguise, the ninja were able to engage in various activities within the castle. This infiltration method was highly praised for its very high success rate. The Kunoichi female ninjas seemed to take on the difficult role of infiltrating the enemy's inner circle, which was challenging for male ninjas. They often worked as maid servants in the target's mansion or a castle, handling tasks such as cooking and miscellaneous chores. Disguised as maid servants, the kunoichi would observe the target while performing their duties and report the information they gathered to their fellow ninjas when they return to their base. This image of the kunoichi's art, described in the ninja manual Bansen Shukai, is used in situations where it is difficult for male ninjas. Some kunoichi would use romantic relationships
Yeah, I already talked about this earlier. I was like, I kind of knew he was going to get to that, but yeah, he used that to the end.
to manipulate their enemies, skillfully gathering information like honey traps and supporting the male ninjas. So everyone, how interesting.
You know, I love traditional Asian outerwear, man. I just like the way they dress. That's why I dress in the way that I dress. Like it's weird, but uh, yeah. So, uh, dang, I don't know. He might have covered most of it, but like the reason why I think ninjutsu is really good for women is because there's a lot of things that they lie to women and men about in the media, and once you understand the practical training that they teach you in ninjutsu, you start to think for yourself. You start to understand that your life in a certain phase of your life, uh, like you're more capable younger than you are older. So when you get older, man, you kind of missed out on a lot of opportunities that you probably could have seized on when you were younger. So let me explain with that. Because women are more hive-minded than men. Men tend to lead with conviction. They lead on their beliefs, and women, they only believe what the strongest man in their life believes. So for example, like if a woman gets married to a man who believes that, or who is like a Dolphins fan, then she's going to be a Dolphins fan most likely. So um and that's what a submissive woman will do. Like if they're always like competing with you, they're not really, they don't really have a certain respect with you, so they don't really trust you to lead. So um like when you learn certain skills in ninjutsu, you have to have a very quick sense of direction and navigation. So if you can't navigate the problems in your own life, um, who are you gonna look to? You're gonna look towards your friends. You're gonna look toward the media, and they're gonna tell you what to do. It's usually bad advice because people are just living their lives through your life. Maybe they would have done something different if they were you, after making bad decisions on their own. So they're probably going to give you advice that they would have followed, and it may not be the right advice for you because you're just in a different situation. You may be at a different age, and I think a lot of people like to just give advice based on what they think would have benefited them when they were at that point when they had to make that decision. So, but yeah, women are typically hive-minded, so they usually cling on to other people's ideas a lot of times. They're not really independent thinkers. And if you don't believe me, just go out and just go look at the people that follow Megan Thee Stallion, Taylor Swift. Like it's weird because not to be political, but they're using these higher entertainers to um, show interest in a certain campaign, whether it is the Republican or Democratic Party. So I think the Democrats failed at that, because they had LeBron James, they had Meg Thee Stallion, they had all these mainstream outlets that wasn't working because most people are more independent thinking now because of the internet is just showing things that media is lying about. So um, they're gonna have to find another strategy to get. They're gonna have to start telling the truth, man. Kind of like what the Republicans are doing. So truths you can see. you could see the truth. You can't see a belief. But yeah, not to get too far into that. But that's why I say like ninjutsu is basically like the red pill of martial arts. It kind of that's why I talk a lot about the RP stuff, because it just crosses over into it. So even though I have, like, my main martial art is probably capoeira, but like ninjutsu, I practice the stuff that helped me get through life. So the first time, I think parkour is a lot in line with ninjutsu, because it's what got me away from a lot of loose dogs when I was younger. I had to learn how to climb fences, climb trees, and I think a lot of kids do learn how to do that when they're younger. But like I took it to the next level, man. So, but let's see if I have any more notes on this. If I get too ranty. Oh, I went to navigation already. So I talked about navigation. Knowing how to get from one place to another can be learned through ninjutsu. Medical knowledge, learning how to, because you're going to get injured a lot of times, so you need to understand how to bandage yourself when you're alone. Understanding meteorology, that's a big one. Understanding the weather. How effective are you in certain types of weather, like snow, rainstorms, bad weather, man? You need to understand how much it's going to affect your mobility, your agility. So if you know that it's going to rain or snow or something, you may not want to do your intelligence while it's going to be raining, because if there's any chance that you're going to get exposed, if your position is going to be compromised, you need to understand that you're not going to be able to get away if it's like snowing or raining. So you need to probably do it on a day that's going to be clear skies, or it could be actually to your advantage, because if you know that you can move in that type of weather, if you can move in that inclement weather, then you know that your opponents can't, then that might be a good idea. Because if you're getting away while they're slipping and falling and stuff, man, that might be actually a good time to do it. So just gotta understand. And this is why I train in very bad weather. I train throughout the year. Um, I don't even go to the gym anymore during the winter time. I just train outside. And that's why I can't really see myself living in the South where there's like no winter, because I have to train when there's bad weather. So just to keep me high on my game. So yeah, I think I went over everything. The biggest thing is foresight and awareness, man. And it's very rare that people really have foresight. So I'm a do an analogy as I spoke to earlier. So foresight, if you're a motorcycle rider, one of the first things they tell you is to look up, keep your head up. You need to know when there's a tree branch in the road, a garbage, or some loose piece of crap that's in the middle of the road. You need to understand that's there in about 100 yards in front of you, because if you know that's 100 yards in front of you, then you'll be able to get into another lane. If you wait till the last second to look up, and you might just crash. So you might not even hit the thing that's on the road. You might hit the car that's next to you. So understanding what's in front of you and what's behind you and what's on the side of you can help you save your life. Foresight is the same thing when understanding what type of people you're dealing with. If you're someone like me, you want to be around ambitious people, because ambitious people will hold you accountable for you lacklustering in your life. So like if somebody is I don't know, like I try to be around people that make more money than me, which is hard nowadays, because I want to be able to get to a certain point where I'm providing value back to the world. So you can't really do that when people around you are just like struggling to pay bills and stuff, because they're just going to be so this is what I've noticed with people who make money and who don't make money. the people that don't make money, who are living like average lives, they just like get off work and they party and stuff, and they just do things that I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong to do. I'm just saying that's just what they do. They don't really do anything besides work and just like have fun after. Like they don't really, they're not worried about anybody else in the world. But like me, when I get off work, I try to figure out how I can improve my financial situation so I can help people get to a point where they're not struggling with their bills or anything. I want to be able to give jobs back to people. I want to be able to see a lot of millionaires. They like to do charity. I don't like to do charity because that doesn't help people learn how to fish. Like you give somebody, you're going to hear this 1,000 times, but you give somebody fish to eat for one meal, they're going to come back for more fish because they don't know how to fish. So I want to teach people how to fish. I want them to get their own damn money. But yeah, I just want to be around people who want to give back value. That's all. It's really, and at the same time, like create crazy martial arts content, because that's what's really keeping my, that's really what's keeping me busy a lot of times. So, yeah. So foresight and awareness. I've already talked about awareness so many damn times, but just knowing what's around you. And it's not physical and situational awareness. It's awareness of your own incomplexities of your own life. So you need to understand what your strengths and what your weaknesses. So if you have a strength, make sure you compound on that. And then if you have a weakness, work on that. You don't have to be super aggressive on it. Just make sure you're working on it. I would say that my biggest, it's not going to hurt me. Like in ninjutsu, man, you don't want to display your weaknesses, but like nobody's going to use this against me. But like my greatest weakness is marketing. And I think that's really common to artists, because I've met some crazy artists in my lifetime and they're terrible at marketing. Nobody knows about them. You know why? Because nobody talks about them. That's one of the biggest problems that great artists have, is nobody talks for them. I can always talk about myself, but it just makes me seem narcissistic. So you kind of need other people to show proof that you're actually good at something. And then this is why content creators would tell you like, share, comment, subscribe, because it shows that somebody is interested in your comment. If nobody does that, nobody's going to watch your shit. So nobody shares my shit, nobody comments, so it just makes my shit look like it's, shit, so to speak. So but I know that I create good stuff, so I'm not going to change a thing. The only problem is what I'm going to do outside of it. What am I going to do to improve this? So and you just got to have patience, man. You got to do things step by step. Unfortunately for me, I need a bunch of money to do what I want to do. So that's what we're working on. I'm not going to really let anybody tell me things different, because I kind of have my goals set in my mind. I know what I need to do. So but yeah, we are coming up on an hour. So there's so much stuff to talk about with ninjutsu. I didn't even get through a fraction of it, but we're definitely going to continue the stream on another day. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns or oppositions when it comes to this subject. So, but that is going to be the end. Make sure you guys give me a like, give me a follow wherever platform you're on, and we will see you on the flip side. Peace.